Hey Doug, I'm going to show you a couple of other things that might help you with this plantar fascia problem. So I know I showed you the release for the calves. I'm going to show you some other things that you can do for the heel. So from what you're telling me, it seems like most of your pain is obviously on the right side and kind of around the back here, more towards the outside of the calcaneus than the inside. Um, and it's definitely common to find that if you treat the most painful spots kind of like this, when there's no weight going through it, with your thumbs, or even, with one of these tools, or the handle on a screwdriver, it's quite common to find that when there's no weight bearing through the area, that it's not that painful. And what you need to do is then to put some weight on it. So I'm putting as much weight as I can. Ideally, I'd want to be like this, but unless you've got a partner to do the treatment, this is impractical because now I can't reach the heel. So you need to dump as much weight as you can to the right leg and then get your thumbs and fingers. So I'm really leaning a lot of load now through this right leg as much as I can. And you'll probably find that that feels quite a lot more tender. Just kind of warm it up with the fingers first. Through there. If you've got some on the medial side, then do the medial side too. And I'm not sure how far under here it goes. If it goes a long way, you may have to kind of raise the heel up like that. But still, the point is still keep a lot of weight through this right leg and then use an implement like this. In your case, I think you're using the plastic handle on a screwdriver, and just run the lines through there, get all the painful spots, and then do the same thing on the other side, as I mentioned to you before. Two reasons for that. A, you're going to have similar changes in the tissue going on the left side, even though it may not be symptomatic. And secondly, when you do this type of self-massage, or actually any manual therapy, what you're really doing is providing information to the body, and the body needs a minute or two to process that information and produce a response, which is the effect that you're looking for. And if you carry on wailing away for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time in one spot, you never give the body a chance to do anything with the information. You're just overloading it with more and more noxious sensory stimuli, and that's not a good idea. So treat both sides. All right, and you come back. So now we should also run lines, and I didn't explain this to you before, but another general principle is it's not good enough just to treat in that direction. You've also got to treat in that direction, and you've got to treat that way, all through the painful area, and that way. So there's a minimum of 4 different treatment directions. So with that in mind, I'm now going to take my tool and drag some lines in the other direction. But again, I'm still keeping a lot of weight through my right leg. And even though I don't have a plantar fascia problem, that is plenty tender enough. You just kind of treat the whole area. You should treat the whole calcaneus, but obviously focus on the part of it where most of the pain is. Okay, then you would do the same thing on the other leg. So a quick switch around again. I'm dumping weight through my left side. I use my implement. I like this particular pressure bar with the round plastic ball. This thing's called a massage star. It comes in these large sizes, and then there's a red one which is smaller. You can get these on Amazon for about, I think the big ones are about 30 bucks. These are quite good. They're basically a big lump of lead wrapped in vinyl. Sometimes this can be quite useful as well. For this purpose, I think I prefer this tool though. So I'm just kind of working in the other direction now. Remember, initially we went that way, now we're going in that direction. Okay, then I come back to my right foot again. Again, dump weight through here. Now I'm going to try doing some lines that go across from side to side, laterally to medially, I'm starting here, and then I'm working my way all the way underneath and across. And that is also plenty tender enough. It's a little tricky with the hand control. You kind of have to get a little creative with how you use your hands. But again, try and go that way. Then you do the same thing on this side. Obviously, I'm not going to show that. I think you got the idea, but the strokes are this way. If it's super painful, then just do, a centimetre or two to start with, and then start to extend the strokes much further all the way along, so you finish on the medial side. And then you need to do the right side again. In this direction, from medial to lateral. So same idea, but working in the opposite direction. So we've now done 4 different treatment directions. And again, initially just short strokes, and then start to extend them all the way under. So from the bottom of the heel point of view, we've done 4 different things. We've started here on the bottom of the Achilles and worked down that way, multiple strokes in that direction, like that, covering the whole of the bottom of the calcaneus. Then we did that on the other foot. Then we came back and did those same strokes but in the opposite direction. Very common to find that one direction is more tender than the other. Then we did that on the left foot. Then we went across that way, from lateral to medial, like that. And then we went the other way from medial to lateral, like that. So there's like a crisscross pattern done on the bottom of the heel in both directions. So there's 4 different treatment directions. Yeah, doing this stretch obviously is helpful. That's the basic one that you should do before you put weight on it in the morning. But then once you've done that on each foot, it's also helpful to do something like this, where you dump most of your weight onto your foot, get as much dorsiflexion, so make this angle here as acute as possible, and then lean forward so that these metatarsals get extended. It's no good being like this, because that won't stretch the fascia. Just lean forwards like that, or use a board on an angle, like a slant board. And you could also try doing that kind of thing with the knee straight as well. This position's a little weak. It's actually better to use a board that's angled and stand on it. But the point is, get this angle as acute as possible, a lot of dorsiflexion, and then get the metatarsals extended as well. So try all of those. The other possible thing that you might want to try is some microcurrent therapy. And I'll email you a link to someone near you if I can find someone. Okay, that will do it.